Well, Anthony Onyeoghane joins us now. He's an enterprise risk management consultant and a lawyer to look at this Centenary celebrations. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, they did this celebrations, and of course, you know how the comments preceded this one, but we're going ahead with it anyway, in spite of all the commentary that seems to be making the rounds about it. What's your thoughts on this one? I mean, there's something good to celebrate, is there?
Let's be frank. Let's tell ourselves the truth as Nigerians. I was just listening to the local government chairman who just left and the commissioner of police at River State, and it just kept turning on in my mind that these are the same issues we've always been talking about. We want to celebrate 100 years, and I begin to ask, what really are we celebrating? 100 years of what? What I think we need is national reflections and soul searching.
Won't this provide us that opportunity?
Definitely not.
Why
because,
not?
And the reason is this: if the government is the one championing this process of celebration, then definitely we expect more of the same things that we've always been saying. What we want to see is a situation where the people themselves take charge of their destinies and decide how they want Nigeria to go. We call Nigeria the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You know, at times we get too used to things that we tend not to understand their meanings again. What is the meaning of a republic? When we say a republic, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Federal Republic, what is the meaning of a republic? And it's simple. It is the fact that sovereignty belongs to the people. A republic is a nation state where people come together in sovereignty to decide and determine their future, and they exercise supreme powers through their elected representatives. Now, we found out that the Centenary celebration we started thinking about it last year because all of a sudden it dawned on every one of us that, oh, Nigeria will be 100 years from 1914. But the question to ask is this: what was the purpose of 1914 amalgamation of Nigeria? At times, to understand something, you need to ask the maker. We all buy these gadgets, and most times we cannot on our own just understand everything these gadgets can do for us. So the maker adds a manual to it. To understand something, you need to go back to the maker. For us to understand Nigeria, where Nigeria is today, how we got to where we are today, we need as much as possible to ask the makers, who were the people who brought Nigeria together in 1914? What was their intention? Why did they do that? Going back into history, which we cannot take away from any form of national soul searching or reflection, we found out it was Lord Lugard who brought about all of this. We know that he did this for administrative convenience, one, and two, most importantly, so that they can continue to exploit the resources of the natives. And now that we know all of that information, yes, what have we done about it to make it better? Thank you very much. Now, the question we must ask ourselves is this: did that purpose serve the purpose of the Africans south of the Sahara, or was it meant to serve the purpose of the imperialists? The truth of the matter remains that Nigeria was amalgamated because Lord Lugard and the then Secretary of State of the colonies, because they were the only people who actually agreed on these. There was no act of parliament, like as they did in their own case when Scotland and Britain came together in I can't remember the time when they came together. There was an act of parliament that brought them together. In our own case, there was no act of parliament. It was just mere reports that Lord Lugard sent to the Secretary of State of the colonies that he would wish to bring the South and the North together, in adding the Lagos colony to it for administrative purposes and to continue to exploit the resources of the natives. Now, when they did that, they created a problem, and we must recognize that fact that a problem was created. But the issue is this: we are where we are. The problem was created. What do we do? It is 100 years. 100 years of being put together to serve the interest of people who are not Africans. Now they've long gone, and I mean, because this is 1960, formally they've left. But of course, we still see their hands through colonialism and things like that. But the fact remains that amongst ourselves, now as Nigerians, as Africans south of the Sahara, how do we move from where we are to where we want to go? what are the steps we need to take? Do we remain the way we are? Because if the government is telling us that they want to celebrate 100 years of colonialism, I would say, hey, are you still serving their interest? Or you now want to serve our own interest?
Oh, how would you say
100 years of colonialism?
Yes, that's what it is. Because if you look at it, when they brought Nigeria together, they started exploiting us. And even when we had our political independence, the exploitation did not stop. Because the political class took over from them.
Okay, pardon me.
They stepped into the shoes, and that is what we're assisting up until now.
Just
the political